Community-based organizations are non-profit, non-governmental, or charitable organizations that represent community needs and work to help them. Community-based organizations may be associated with a particular area of concern or segment of the community. LATEWA Community-Based Organization is an organization that has received recognition from His Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, for how it has effectively carried out its activities and plans affecting the lives of the communities in socio-economic development, natural resources management, environmental conservation, and disaster management. Benedict Oduor, who is the legal director of LATEWA Community-Based Organization, gets to inform us on what the organization partakes.
The LATEWA Community-Based Organization is a duly registered youth-led organization that undertakes community-driven interventions in a concerted effort to alleviate various societal challenges facing our community. My name is Benedict Oduor. I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya and the legal director of LATEWA Community-Based Organization. So LATEWA Community-Based Organization is a duly registered youth-led organization that undertakes community-driven interventions in a concerted effort to alleviate various societal challenges facing our community. They include uncontrolled waste disposal, the ravaging effects of climate change, early teenage pregnancies, lack of access to justice. So our interventions are deliberately geared towards making an impact in the community, but through coming up with people-centric policy formulation processes. LATEWA is one big family. It's a family, initially it started as a family of only 20 youths back in 2016. So we started as a self-help group called Shimo LATEWA Self-Help Group back in 2016. So the main motivating factor at that time was our community is located in industrial area, as you all know, within Starehe constituency. So with high industrialization comes a lot of disparities in terms of economic and social opportunities. So the initial idea behind the formation of Shimo LATEWA SHG in 2016 was to come up with social economic programs that would help us at that time alleviate crime that was so much rampant in our community. So over time we have grown. We rebranded to LATEWA CBO in 2020, February. So the purpose of the branding was now we had realized our projects are not only impacting our community members, but it started impacting other communities in other sub-counties within Nairobi. So our rebranding was premised on increasing and scaling more of our services so that every community member who is in dire need but does not know where, does not know how, and does not know who to approach for assistance. Throughout the course of our work, this is our 7th year right now. So we have approached what we call strategic partnerships and strategic interventions, because since we have a broad spectrum of thematic areas that includes environment and social justice, sexual reproductive health rights, countering the effects of radicalization and violent extremism in our community. So our programs are run on project-by-project basis. For example, our environmental conservation efforts are mostly premised on strategic partnership with the government MDAs. So by MDAs, I mean the ministries under the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry. By department, I mean now the different departments under the Ministry of Environment. For example, Department of Forestry under Kenya Forest Service, Department of Integration of River-Based Natural Resources, led by the ABO Tarda, Tana and Athi Rivers Development Authority. So that's where we are right now, courtesy of a strategic partnership on environment. In regards to our social justice objectives, which is mostly geared towards bridging the gap in access to justice, according to the Kenyan Constitution, Article 48. So for our social justice initiatives, we work closely with faculties of law of different universities in Kenya. That includes Strathmore Law School, most recently Kenyatta University. A big thank you, Kenyatta University School of Law, Catholic University of Eastern Africa Faculty of Law, Daystar University Faculty of Law, University of Nairobi, which I'm a proud alumnus as well. Also, in furtherance of that, we also work closely with the judiciary because we all know that the current Chief Justice, Honorable Martha Koome, is very big on social transformation agenda of the judiciary through access to justice. So that includes expanding the scope of how Kenyans can get the fundamental right of access to justice. It can be through devolution of community justice advisory centers. We are proud to announce that LATEWA Resource Center is the first legal innovation hub of its kind in Starehe constituency. We also work closely with Kenya School of Law and the different environmental and land courts and tribunals undertaking matters environment. So yes, our partnerships are mostly strategic. For our sexual reproductive health program, we've partnered very much closely with NIPNAP Kenya. So NIPNAP Kenya is a private limited company that deals in manufacture of safety equipment, for example, face masks, sanitary pads for girls, diapers, and different kind. So as part of furtherance of their CSR, their corporate social responsibility, we've partnered with them such that every month they are able to provide us with at least menstrual hygiene kits that we now distribute to identified vulnerable cases within our community. So far, our partnership has been on project by project basis. So through that, we are able to be not only efficient, but we are also able to re-engineer our resources to make sure that we get the maximum value out of them. Not necessarily. Our approach to dealing with specifically the faculties of law was premised on a lot of research. Approach, I mean getting the right stakeholder well versed in a particular area. If it's a stakeholder doing matters media, it is fair and just to get a stakeholder in that sector. If it's a stakeholder undertaking a lot of policy research and recommendation, for example, the different faculties of law that we work very much closely with, we approach you strategically in that area. If it's a ministry, department, or agency in government undertaking different programs on environment, we approach you in that area. So we are very strategic in terms of our partnership as an organization. Climate action is a social justice issue. First of all, the right to a clean and healthy environment in our constitution, it's even enshrined in our constitution. So our constitution on Article 42 specifically says that every citizen has the right to a clean, underline the word clean, and healthy, underline the word healthy, environment that is devoid of pollutants. So pollutants are of varying kind. It can be an agent of air pollution. It can be an agent of water pollution, or it can be an agent of, there are many forms of pollution. So as an organization, and talking about this from the social justice angle, precisely looking at the different acts that we have very robust acts, but implementation has been a problem. If we look at the Sustainable Waste Management Act of 2022, it talks about the government establishing community aggregation centers within every ward in the county. So by community aggregation centers, what I mean is there are calls for need for identification of specific locations where now community members can be doing waste collection and taking to that facility. So in that facility, further projects can be carried out in that waste. First, it can be sorted according to the different grades. We have the different types of plastic. It can be the high density, it can be the PPs, it can be the flexibles. Then after sorting now, we do what we call now collection. After sorting now, they are collected in different areas according to the different grades that we have identified.